Hey guys, it's Girl Got Game and welcome back to Changeling. We're at our final ending for William, and it's a second good ending. So, lots of good stuff. I'm very excited to see what a second good ending is for our boy. So yeah, we're here at the last save that I did for the last ending. And before I pick the options that we need to do, I am going to pick this option first because we've never seen this before. And then we'll come back. I want to try to convince her. The fairy. Before we talk about payments and who is paying what. I want to try to convince her to let me go.
You know you don't have a lot of time. I'm a healer, not a miracle worker. If the necrosis settles in much further, even I won't be able to help you.
I'm not afraid to pay you what you want, but I feel like I need to do this.
You made a bargain. They're not going to just let you go back on it.
Then maybe she'll let me make another one. She gets her life, and I get to go free. You just have to promise me that you won't let her leave if she refuses.
Shelly, do we have something that we can use to keep her in here so she doesn't try to escape the moment she's awake?
I do have some St. John's wort. It kept Nora contained to her room, so it might keep a fae trapped in here. You also have me. I'm not sure St. John's wort is going to be as effective as you think, but I'll be here to stop her too, whoever she is. All right. I think I can help the two of you communicate. It'll be similar to how it was before, Nora.
I nodded, wincing slightly as the movement sent pain through my head. I'm ready. He lowered himself down by the head of the sofa and set one hand on my forehead. And then everything went black. It wasn't like before. I wasn't alone in darkness, confused, and trying to figure out what was happening. As soon as things went black... Oh, hello phone. Thank you for that random thing. She was there looking at me expectantly.
So, you're here again.
Well, I mean, I've been here. I apparently live here now, thank you very much.
What is this? What's happening out there right now?
You don't know? Well, I guess it makes sense since I also don't know what you're up to when you're in control, but I guess I kind of assumed. Since this is your body. It was so weird being face to face with her. It was weird how much she looked like me. Why do we look alike if she's using glamour to look like me? That's weird. It's a good question. It was weird conversing with her so casually.
The infection is making it difficult for me to see clearly what's going on outside.
In case you haven't noticed, we're dying. You and me. Together. Both of us.
Though I reckon you'll die first.
Okay, are we caught back up to the original thing? Okay. At some point during the conversation, Nora seemed to fall into a deep sleep. Her appearance just slowly faded into someone who wasn't quite Nora anymore. When her eyes opened, William moved away from her quickly, and the others gathered together, unsure what to expect. She looked at each of them one by one. Okay, so she's gonna speak to Allie. Okay. So that's how that played out. Interesting. Well, my curiosity is sated. Now to start the good ending number 2 in earnest. So we need to pay the price ourselves this time. So William shouldn't lose his memories. And then we've never picked this option before, and this is one we have to pick, which is grand. I just wish I knew why all this happened to begin with. I mean, I get that I made an agreement with them. I'm still really fuzzy on why all the weird soul swapping happened. I mean, what the heck was that about? And apparently they just kept my body in fairy on ice or something?
Well, Kaya explained it a little while we were looking for you. She said it has to do with the fact that changelings were so frequently murdered a few centuries ago. The soul swapping helped them camouflage themselves better.
It also has to do with the reasons they take humans in the first place. You can't use someone to rejuvenate your race if by the time they've matured enough to do it, their life force has been altered to the point of being useless for that purpose.
Yeah, they'd mentioned earlier that spending time in fairy had a tendency to change humans, though I didn't remember all the details. I'd been too busy freezing my butt off to pay much attention to the explanation after they found me wandering around. Okay, not caught up yet.
Kaya said that basically, because of the exposure to fairy magic, human children who grow up in fairy practically become fae by the time they reach adulthood. That means the potency of their life force also diminishes and becomes a lot more like fae life force.
So they can't add as much oomph into the gene pool by the time they're old enough to be used as breeding stock?
Basically. Keeping your soul here but your body there means that you're still theirs, but your life force is protected because only your body is exposed to fey magic.
Still seems pointlessly complex.
If it's for the sake of keeping themselves alive, I think most people will go to whatever lengths necessary, no matter how difficult or complex, for longevity or just for the quality of life. Most of us will do just about anything.
I gave him a sidelong look. He had a strangely serious expression, but I guess that made sense given the circumstances. Still, there might be something going on there. Okay, so now, maybe you're misunderstanding her. Nightmare Town was had. You don't have to apologize, Spencer. We're gonna have a good ending with you. And then our last choice, I think, which is the same as last time. Try to get through to William by calling to him, and we'll see how the good ending changes from here. But first, there was someone else I wanted to check on.
Hello, Nora.
And there he is. I smiled, a little sadly, as I turned to William. Hey there.
Hi.
He looked past me and down the long hall, a serious look on his face. I glanced that way, but there was nothing there. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
He laughed softly. The look on his face was a little wistful.
Really, nothing. For the first time.
Is it weird not being able to see them anymore?
It is. I can still somewhat sense them. I guess. Even though my mother tried to remove my abilities completely, it wasn't possible.
Wait, she tried to remove your abilities? It seemed like when she'd knocked that drudge thing out of William, she'd managed to rip away most of his psychic abilities too. Whoa, okay. Interesting. A parting gift, we assumed. To try to help him live a normal life. I mean, that was my theory. It was the happiest one, so it was the one I wanted to believe.
When your face goes thoughtful like that, I can't help but wonder what you're thinking now. It's hard to get used to the silence. To be honest, it was kind of frightening at first. Talking to someone without knowing what they're really thinking is a bit of a new experience. I've never known what it was to be normal, but now I can live normally. I'm so relieved.
I'm glad. I think you deserve to be able to do that. After everything you've been through, I'm really happy you can move on and just try to forget it all.
I don't think I'll ever be able to forget.
I know.
And also, Yesterday we went to scatter my mom's ashes at Shadow Lake. I thought you might want to know.
How was it?
It was... Well, I think a weight was lifted. For everyone. My father is leaving today, too.
Are you going to see him off then?
I think so. Things are... awkward still. But I hope it might get better now.
I'm glad to hear that.
I am... too. And... She found peace. My mother, I mean. I felt it, right before the rift closed completely. She wasn't trapped there with the Ancient. She moved on.
I'm so glad to hear that. She sounded like she must have been a pretty tortured soul. And no matter what else was true about her, I was glad she'd managed to find peace.
Nora, I wanted to thank you for staying by my side. Your friendship means a lot to me.
Same here. You helped me through a lot.
I feel like I put you through a lot as well.
Well, I probably put myself through a lot. I mean, a massive portion of what happened was all due to that mess with the fairies.
Still.
You didn't put me through anything, so don't you dare feel guilty.
Hey, William!
Raina? William smiled shyly and waved as Raina and a couple of her friends passed.
See you at the club meeting tomorrow?
He nodded.
Great! Glad we managed to convert you.
She shot me a teasing grin and waved.
You're next, Nora.
Good luck with that. Have you transferred clubs of your own accord? They went toward the front entrance, leaving us alone again. Joining art club?
Yes. I wanted to try to distance myself from things a little. I'm still an unofficial member of the Mysteries Club. Since I know about the supernatural, they can't exactly just let me walk around unchecked. But if anything, I'm just a weak sensitive now. Not strong enough to catch the attention of anything significant. That means you don't have to look out for me anymore. I know that's what you were trying to do before.
I wasn't just looking out for you. Don't say it like I was doing it out of some sense of obligation. We're friends. That much hasn't changed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I have something that belongs to you. I reached into my book bag and pulled out his amulet. I never got the chance to give this back.
You keep it. I don't need it anymore.
I guess that's right.
I should go. I don't want to miss seeing my father off.
I'll see you later then.
That's right.
He waved and started off down the hallway. It felt like the last page had turned and a chapter was coming to a close. But that just meant a new chapter was starting, right? Even if William wasn't going to play as big a part in it.
Nora, there you are.
Oh, hi. I looked up and smiled slightly at the same irritating voice. Hey! Spencer, you don't need me to go out to the club with you anymore, you know.
I just wanted to walk there with you.
Not with Allie?
She's already waiting for us at the stairs.
Of course she is. I glanced over my shoulder as William stepped out into the sun and then turned away and joined Spencer as he headed for the stairs. It's okay, bro. I'll protect you from the big bad Velos. Man, I'm so happy that we got 2 good endings. I'm trying to decide which good ending I liked more. There's things I like about both of them for sure. I'm just... I don't know, the first one, it was sad because he lost his memories, but as far as he was concerned, like, he doesn't remember losing his powers, and he's still friends with Nora and Mark. Even though, for Nora's part, she's like, I'm gonna find it really hard to actually stay friends with him because there's, like, this chasm between us now where he doesn't know about the paranormal. So that's, like, the first good ending. In the second good ending, he remembers everything, but he also remembers, like, losing his powers, and it's a big adjustment for him to not have them, not be able to read people's thoughts, and he feels, like, very out of place now in the paranormal community because he's just a very weak sensitive. So, but he's kind of taking his life back into his hands at the same time, and, like, I'm not shutting that part of my life out because it did happen, but I'm I'm stepping back, and I'm going to pursue art club and Reina and her friends and stuff like that. But he seemed more dismissive of Nora in this, which kind of broke my heart a little bit. Because he's like, well, you don't have to keep an eye on me anymore, because I know that's what you were doing from the beginning. And she's like, but I wasn't doing that at all. So I'm kind of like, eh. You know? Like, that part hurt. I will admit. So I'm kind of like, eh. Oh. I think I might actually like the first good ending more, just because it didn't hurt so bad. From that perspective. But maybe I'm just being crazy. Regardless, though, I did really... I loved that he had two good endings. I'm torn, though. I'm like... I kind of thought they would be more overtly friends at the end. And they weren't. Whereas I felt like they were much closer, obviously, in the best end. I don't know. I got a lot of feelings to parse through. I think that's safe to say. A new chance. There we go. We got all 10 endings of William. And with that, we are done once again. Thank you guys for joining me for Changeling and William's Root. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I've really enjoyed theorizing with you as we went through and chatting about our thoughts regarding this sweet boy. But now it's time to leave this behind and go back to Steam Prison, where a saint is in our future. And I have so many questions about how we're going to romance that boy, so hopefully I will see you over there for that. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.